Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive? Today, we're going to be looking at how AI is shaking things up in the legal world.
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating stuff.
It really is. Specifically, we're talking about generative AI and all its implications, all based on this really interesting article I found.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's from the DX Today blog titled, let me see, "The Future is Here. Exploring the Impact of Generative AI on Legal Practices."
Catchy.
Right? Published just a few days ago, December 29th, 2024, by Rick Spare. Now, before we get too far, maybe you should take a step back for a second. For anyone who might not be totally familiar, what exactly is generative AI? Like, how would you explain that to, say, someone who's never even heard of it before?
Okay, so generative AI, it's basically all about using these really complex algorithms to create new content.
Okay.
But not just AMI content. We're talking about legal stuff here. Contracts, briefs, even arguments.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and it does this by analyzing tons and tons of existing legal data, looking for patterns and stuff.
So let me get this straight. Instead of, like, lawyers spending hours and hours poring over dusty old law books and precedents and all that, they could just have AI do all that heavy lifting for them.
Exactly. Like, picture this, you need a contract, right? Generative AI could draft a standardized one tailored to your specific needs. No more starting from scratch. Super efficient.
Wow, that sounds incredible. Talk about a time saver. It's almost like having like a tireless legal assistant working 24/7, right?
Yeah, kinda.
But, and I know there's always but what about the potential downsides? The article brought up job displacement as a big concern with all this.
Yeah, no, that's a valid point, for sure. And it's something we definitely got to talk about. But I think it's important to remember that AI, at least for now, is more about augmenting what lawyers do, not replacing them entirely.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, there's some things AI just can't do, right?
Right. Like, think about the nuanced judgment calls, the ethical considerations, the understanding of human behavior.
Yeah, totally.
That stuff, AI is just not there yet. Legal work, at its core, it's still very human.
So it's more like a collaboration then?
I think so, yeah. AI handles the more routine, repetitive tasks, the stuff that can be automated.
And lawyers can focus on strategy, the big picture stuff.
Exactly. Client interaction, negotiation, the things that require that human touch.
I see. So it could even lead to a more specialized legal workforce, right?
Potentially, yeah. Some focusing on developing and managing these AI systems, while others handle the more, I guess, human aspects of law.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
But even with those safeguards in place, even if we assume AI won't fully replace lawyers anytime soon, isn't there still a risk of, I don't know, over-reliance on it? Like, could we see a decline in critical thinking in the field, or even more potential for errors because we're trusting the AI too much?
Those are really good points and definitely things to think about. As with any new technology, it's about finding the right balance.
Okay.
The legal profession, it has to adapt and evolve along with these advancements. Law schools, for example, might need to incorporate AI ethics into their curricula.
Oh, that's interesting.
And practicing lawyers, well, they'll need to stay up to date on best practices, learn how to use these tools responsibly.
It's all about striking that balance, right? Using AI's power, but not letting go of that human oversight, that accountability.
Exactly.
So let's dive a little deeper into how this technology is being used in the field right now.
Sounds good.
The article mentions something called e-discovery as a key area where AI is already making waves. What exactly is e-discovery? I mean, I have a vague idea, but...
Oh, sure. So e-discovery, it's basically this process of going through tons of digital information, emails, documents, databases, you name it.
And this is to find evidence for a case, right?
Exactly. The stuff that's relevant to the legal matter at hand. And traditionally, this involved, well, lots of lawyers spending hours and hours manually reviewing everything.
Oh, I bet.
Incredibly time-consuming and expensive, too. But now WA can step in and automate a lot of that.
Oh, so AI can just take over the whole thing?
Well, not completely. But it can analyze the documents way faster and more accurately than humans. Like, it can identify keywords, cluster similar documents together, all sorts of stuff to make it easier for lawyers to actually find the crucial bits of info.
Wow, that sounds like a game changer, especially for cases with, like, mountains of digital data.
It really is. And potentially it can save a lot of time and money for clients, too.
That's amazing. But, and I hate to keep bringing this up, but with AI handling all this super sensitive information, Are there concerns about data privacy and security? Like, what if something gets hacked or leaked or...
Oh, absolutely. That's a huge concern. And it's something everyone working with this tech needs to be incredibly careful about. Data confidentiality, integrity, especially when we're talking about legal info, that's paramount. You got to have secure platforms, strong cybersecurity measures, all that to protect client data and prevent any unauthorized access or, God forbid, manipulation.
So it's not just about the AI itself, it's about the whole infrastructure around it, right?
Exactly. As AI becomes more and more integrated into legal practices, ethical data handling, and robust security, that's non-negotiable.
All right, good to know. The article also mentioned contract analysis as another area where AI is being used. What's that all about?
So think about how much time lawyers typically spend reviewing contracts, right? They got to look for those subtle nuances, potential loopholes, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, it sounds tedious.
It can be. But AI can actually automate that process, analyzing contracts much faster and, honestly, probably more accurately than humans.
Really?
Yeah, it can identify key clauses, highlight potential risks, even suggest different wording for specific situations, and it does all this in a fraction of the time.
Whoa. So it's like having another lawyer on your team, but one that never gets tired and doesn't need coffee breaks.
Haha, kinda. But seriously, it's a huge help for lawyers.
So instead of relying on like human interpretation, which can be subjective, right? AI can provide a more objective, comprehensive analysis.
That's the idea. Of course, legal interpretation often requires context, understanding, intent, all those things that AI might not always grasp.
Right, right.
But still, it can serve as this incredibly valuable tool. It can flag potential issues, offer a much more detailed analysis than we might get with just human review alone.
Okay, so it's not perfect, but it's definitely a step in the right direction.
I think so, yeah. And it has the potential to make legal services more efficient, more accessible, maybe even more affordable in the long run.
Yeah, I can see that. So it sounds like AI can be this incredibly powerful tool in the hands of skilled lawyers. But it's important to remember it is a tool. It's not meant to replace human judgment and expertise, right?
Absolutely. The legal profession needs to embrace this technology, but responsibly. It's about using it to enhance justice, to ensure fairness, not to create new inequalities or undermine, the core values of the legal system.
Oh, that's a great point. So let's move on to some real-world examples of how this is actually playing out in legal cases. Like, how is AI being used, and what kind of impact is it having on lawyers and clients?
Sure. Let's take a look at a few specific cases.
Great.
So there's this one case, really interesting. It involved a commercial dispute, pretty complex stuff.
Okay.
And it was this small startup going up against like a huge corporation.
David and Goliath kind of situation.
Aha, exactly. And the startup, they had very limited resources for legal help,
I can imagine.
But they were able to use this AI-powered legal research platform.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, to analyze case law, find precedents that supported their position.
So they used AI to, level the playing field a bit.
Exactly. The AI helped them uncover arguments, stuff they might have missed otherwise.
That's amazing.
And it allowed them to build a much stronger defense strategy.
Did they win?
Well, they ended up settling out of court, but the AI, it gave them the confidence, the leverage they needed to negotiate a good outcome.
That's still a win in my book.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's like AI gave them a voice, a chance to fight back against this much bigger opponent.
And that's what's so exciting about this tech. It can empower individuals, small businesses, make legal expertise more accessible.
I love that. So speaking of accessibility, let's talk about another area where AI is making a big impact. Mergers and acquisitions. Specifically, due diligence.
Yes.
I've heard AI is changing that process too, but I don't really know the detail.
Right. So picture this. You're trying to buy another company, right?
Okay.
You got to review mountains of documents.
Oh, I bet.
Financial statements, contracts, regulatory filings, all to make sure the company is, financially healthy, legally compliant.
Yeah, sounds like a lot.
It has a lot. And traditionally, this was all done manually. Teams of lawyers just going through everything line by line.
That's about tedious.
Super tedious and expensive, too.
So how does AI help?
Well, now we have these AI-powered due diligence platforms, and they can analyze all those documents way faster and more efficiently.
I see.
They can flag potential risks, highlight red flags, even give you insights into the company's overall financial performance.
Wow. So it's like having a super-powered auditor on your team.
Kinda. But yeah, it can significantly speed up the whole acquisition process, reduce costs, and maybe even lead to fewer surprises down the line.
Sounds like a win-win for everyone.
Yeah.
But what about the lawyers involved in these transactions? Doesn't this, impact their role?
It definitely changes things. Instead of spending hours just reviewing documents,
Right.
they can focus on, interpreting the AI's findings, assessing risks and opportunities.
The bigger picture stuff.
Exactly. Providing strategic advice to their clients. It's a shift towards a more analytical strategic role, using AI as a tool to make better decisions.
So lawyers are becoming more like legal strategists then, guiding the process, using AI as part of their arsenal.
That's a great way to put it. And this shift, it has implications for legal education, too.
Oh, how so?
Law schools, they need to incorporate AI and data analytics into their curricula.
So future lawyers are ready for this new world.
Exactly. Equip them with the skills they need to thrive in this evolving landscape.
That makes sense. Okay, so we've talked about AI helping with legal research due diligence. Now let's talk about something that sounds almost futuristic, but seems to be becoming more of a reality. AI predicting the outcome of lawsuits.
Yes, predictive analytics.
The article touches on this, and it's kind of mind-blowing. Could AI actually tell us who's going to win a case before it even goes to trial?
It's definitely an area that's generating a lot of buzz, both excitement and apprehension.
I can imagine.
So imagine an AI system that analyzes past case law, legal precedents, even the arguments being presented in a current case.
Okay, yeah.
And based on all that, it can predict the likelihood of each side succeeding.
So it's like AI is telling you whether you have a strong case or not.
In a way, yeah. And that's a powerful tool, no doubt. But it also raises some big questions about fairness, about transparency in the legal process.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, what if the AI is wrong? What if it's biased in some way?
Exactly. And that's why there's a lot of debate about the ethical implications of using AI for this kind of predictive analysis.
Makes sense.
Some people argue that it could create a system where justice is determined by algorithms, not by human judgment.
Oh, wow.
And that could lead to biased or unfair outcomes.
Right, because if the data the AI is trained on is biased,
then the AI's predictions will be biased too.
It's a vicious cycle.
And then there's the black box problem we talked about earlier. Even if the AI makes a prediction, we often don't know how it arrived at that conclusion.
Yeah, that's a big issue, especially when we're talking about something as important as legal outcomes.
It is. For AI to be truly useful in this area, we need transparency.
Okay.
We got to be able to understand the AI's reasoning, audit these systems, make sure they're not perpetuating existing biases.
So it's not just about the technology. It's about how we use it, how we control it.
Exactly. It's about finding the right balance.
Right. So maybe it's more about AI assisting lawyers, not replacing them.
I think that's a good way to look at it. AI can provide valuable insights, data points, but ultimately it's up to human lawyers to interpret those, weigh the different factors, and make strategic decisions.
They have the experience, the expertise.
Exactly.
So it's like a partnership then.
A collaboration, yeah. AI and humans working together.
Okay. So even with predictive analytics, it's still about that balance between leveraging AI and preserving those core values of the legal system. Fairness, transparency, human judgment.
Absolutely. Those are non-negotiable.
Great. Now, the article also mentioned AI's role in regulatory compliance, which is something I don't think we've talked about much.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
But what does that actually look like in practice? How can AI help with compliance?
Okay, so think about all the regulations businesses have to deal with, right? Environmental laws, financial regulations. It's a lot to keep track of.
And it's always changing, too.
Exactly. It's a minefield. But AI can help navigate that minefield.
How so?
So AI systems, they can analyze tons of data transactions, emails, internal communications, you name it.
Okay.
And by analyzing all that, they can identify potential compliance violations, flag risky behavior, alert compliance officers.
Like having an AI watchdog, making sure everyone's following the rules.
Yeah, kind of. And this can really reduce the risk of fines and penalties for companies.
I bet.
Helps them maintain a culture of compliance.
Okay, so AI is the compliance officer now.
Well, not exactly. It's more like an assistant, a powerful tool to help human compliance officers do their jobs better.
Makes sense.
But this also means companies need to adapt, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They need to train their employees, invest in development. Compliance officers, they got to learn how to work alongside AI systems, interpret their findings, make decisions based on those insights.
So it's not just about adopting the tech, it's about, upskilling the workforce.
Exactly. It's about creating a culture that embraces AI as this valuable tool for staying compliant.
Human-machine collaboration again.
Exactly. AI augmenting human capabilities.
And freeing up compliance officers to focus on more strategic stuff.
Exactly. Like risk assessment, policy development, things like that.
This is all so fascinating. It really paints a picture of a legal profession that's being transformed by AI in these really profound ways.
It really is.
But okay, let's shift gears one last time.
Well,
We've talked about AI lawyers, AI compliance officers. Now let's talk about AI's potential impact on dispute resolution, on the future of courtrooms.
okay, yeah, interesting stuff.
Like, could AI actually change how we resolve conflicts, maybe even move us away from that traditional adversarial court system?
That's a big question. Well, some experts, they think AI could help us move towards something more collaborative, more efficient.
Okay, yeah, I like the sound of that.
Right. So imagine this. AI analyzes the facts of a case, figures out where the parties agree, where they disagree, and then, based on all that, it suggests potential resolutions, solutions that work for both sides.
Whoa, so instead of, like, battling it out in court, people could use AI to find common ground.
Exactly. Reach a mutually agreeable solution, without all the drama and expense of a trial.
It's amazing. Yeah. Talk about a paradigm shift. But okay, what about judges and juries in all this?
Yeah, what happens to them?
Right. Do they become obsolete? Or does their role, like, evolve somehow alongside AI?
That's the million-dollar question, and honestly, there's no easy answer. Some people, they think AI could eventually handle certain types of cases on its own.
Really? Like what kind of cases?
Straightforward legal issues, small claims, things like that.
So we could have, like, AI judges making rulings.
It's a possibility, but obviously it raises all sorts of questions.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
About accountability, transparency, potential for bias, all that.
Because who's responsible if the AI makes a bad decision?
Exactly. And can we really trust an algorithm to be fair and impartial? These are things we got to figure out.
It's a lot to think about. So maybe it's more realistic to think of AI as assisting human judges, not replacing them entirely.
Right, more like an AI legal advisor.
Okay, I like that better.
So the AI could help judges analyze complex arguments, research case law, maybe even identify potential biases in their own thinking,
Whoa, that's kind of meta, AI checking human bias.
It is. But it could be really powerful, help ensure that justice is being served.
That's the goal, right?
Exactly.
So it sounds like AI could really make the legal system more efficient, more accessible, maybe even more just.
I think so, yeah. The potential is huge.
Right.
But as with any powerful tech, there are risks, ethical considerations we can't ignore.
Right. Like we've been saying all along, it's about finding that balance.
Exactly. We got to ensure AI is used in a way that upholds those core values of the legal system.
Fairness, transparency, due process, all that.
Exactly. We need human oversight. We got to preserve that human element in legal decision-making no matter how advanced AI gets.
Couldn't agree more. Well, this has been an incredible deep dive. Generative AI and the legal world, it's mind-blowing stuff.
It really is so much to unpack.
We've covered AI lawyers automating tasks, AI helping with due diligence, even the potential for AI judges and predictive analytics.
And who knows what the future holds?
Right. This tech is evolving so fast, we're bound to see even more innovative applications, more blurring of the lines between human and machine in the legal realm.
It's going to be an interesting ride, that's for sure.
It is. And it's up to all of us to make sure this tech is used responsibly, ethically.
Couldn't agree more. We need to have these conversations, think critically about the role we want AI to play in our legal system.
To ensure it serves justice, fairness for everyone.
Exactly. So stay informed, ask questions, be engaged. It's an exciting time, but it's also a time for careful consideration.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks so much for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. We hope you found it as thought-provoking as we did. And remember, stay curious,